The lights were soft, the laughter polite, and the studio buzzed with that perfect mix of charm and curiosity Jonathan Ross had mastered for years. Meghan Markle walked in radiant, calm, and confident. What began as a cheerful chat on British television soon turned into one of the most uncomfortable interviews of her career. The stage shone under golden lights. Jonathan sat relaxed in his trademark chair, cards in hand, his humor hidden behind his grin. Across from him, Meghan settled gracefully. The audience clapped warmly as cameras rolled, their applause fading into quiet. "Ladies and gentlemen," Jonathan began smoothly, "please welcome back to the UK the Duchess herself, Meghan Markle." Her smile was polite, barely touching her eyes. "Thank you, Jonathan. It's nice to be back for a short while." "Ah, temporary royalty," he teased, making the crowd laugh. "So what brings you to our little island? Tea, scones, or trouble?" Meghan laughed lightly. "Actually, I'm here for an award event next week. Then it's back to California where the sun shines and people smile a bit more honestly." Jonathan raised an eyebrow but chuckled. "Careful, we still have tea and manners here." "Oh, I love tea," she said smoothly, crossing her legs. "Manners, though, I think California's catching up." The laughter that followed was polite but slightly uneasy. Jonathan kept his tone playful. "Well, we're glad to have you back. You've made quite a few headlines since leaving. How's life in America?" Meghan tilted her chin. "Peaceful, free, 10 times better than the chaos I left. No curtsies, no tabloids outside yoga class, just real life." Jonathan nodded. "Sounds relaxing. So no fond memories of royal life?" Her expression changed slightly. "I miss a few people, a few moments, but not the structure." "Structure," Jonathan repeated. "That's a kind word for monarchy." "I'm being kind because we're on live TV," she replied. The crowd laughed, but tension was creeping in. "You mentioned people you miss," Jonathan said. "Would that include the Prince and Princess of Wales?" Meghan's smile froze. "Jonathan, we both know that question isn't innocent." "Just curiosity," he said quickly. "Any tea shared between Windsor and Montecito?" "Tea?" she laughed shortly. "No, just boundaries." "Healthy ones?" "Emotional distance," she said. "The new royal protocol." The audience chuckled weakly. Jonathan flipped a card. "And Harry? Rumors say you're under pressure, especially with media in America." "Rumors," she said firmly. "I stopped reading fiction. Harry's great, the kids are happy, and anyone who doubts it needs a hobby." Jonathan laughed. "Fair enough. You seem unbothered." "I am," she replied calmly. "You stop caring when you write your own story." The audience clapped softly. Jonathan's smile stayed, though his eyes watched closely. "Still, some here think you've turned your back on your roots." Meghan tilted her head. "When strangers keep digging up your roots, you learn to plant elsewhere." "Poetic," he said. "Sounds like a Suits line. Maybe to people who can't believe I'm genuine." "Speaking of Suits," he asked, "ever thought of acting again?" "I think I've done enough of that for one life," she said dryly. "Ouch," he said. "You've certainly lived a few scripts." "Haven't we all?" she replied. The air grew tight. "You've said life in the U.S. is calmer," he continued. "Would you spend more time here?" "Not unless the weather and tabloids improve," she said. Laughter rippled, uneasy again. "So no plans to settle near Windsor?" "No, I've done my time here. America's home now. Warmer climate, warmer people." "The audience might disagree," Jonathan teased. "Disagreement," she said with a sly grin, "is Britain's love language." Laughter came again, thinner this time. The easy charm was fading. "Before the break," Jonathan said, "I must say, you have a way with words. Every answer sounds like a headline." She looked at him, calm but sharp. "That's not my fault, Jonathan. That's yours." The crowd gasped softly. He forced a smile. "Touché, Duchess." The red light blinked, signaling a commercial break. The laughter faded. They sat in silence for a beat, her gaze firm, his grin cracking slightly. When cameras returned, the air felt heavier. Jonathan adjusted his tie, smiling at the crowd. "Welcome back. We're here with Meghan Markle, actress, activist, duchess, and lover of good lighting." The crowd chuckled. "You forgot human being," she said. "Ah, yes," he said. The rarest title of all. Exactly. It's good to be reminded. The British press hasn't made that easy for you, he said. No, she replied flatly. But noise fades. Eventually, it's just background. And yet, you still make headlines, he said, effortlessly. You say that like it's my fault people are obsessed with me. Not obsessed, just engaged. Call it what it is, she said coolly. Britain loves drama. I'm just the latest episode, the audience murmured. Sometimes it seems like you add fuel, Jonathan said. By existing? She shot back. No, by speaking out. Interviews, podcasts, documentaries. People love to talk about my choices, she said sharply, but not why I made them. I didn't create the storm. I learned to dance in it. Applause followed. Jonathan smiled, strained. Well said. But even dancers rest. What brings you here this week? An award show. Smile, wave, a few words, then back to California. You make it sound like you're allergic to England. Not allergic, she said, smiling coldly. Just intolerant. Gasps and laughter followed. So California suits you? Absolutely. Freer people, sunnier skies, no one stalks my yoga class. Still, you did live here once. Must miss something? The architecture, maybe. The politeness sometimes. The judgment, never. The crowd laughed and murmured. Well, he said. Visit Britain won't quote that. They're free too. I'm used to being misquoted. You're a tough guest, Jonathan said. You make journalists sweat. That's because they ask polite questions that sting underneath, she replied. I'd never, he said playfully. Not yet, she said with a teasing smile. All right, he said. Let's talk about Harry. Is married life as peaceful as Netflix shows? I married the love of my life. We have 2 children. The rest is noise. Maybe if people fixed their own lives, the world would be kinder. Well said, he said softly. You often talk about truth, yet people hear it differently. That's because they don't listen, she replied. The room grew tense. Do you still talk to Kate or William? He asked. I knew that was coming, she said with a laugh. Fair question, he said. Repetitive one, she replied. My phone isn't a hotline to Kensington Palace. So that's a no? I keep in touch with those who bring peace, she said. That's one way to put it. It's the only way that matters, she replied. You've still got that Hollywood timing, he said. Ever think of acting again? Do you ask every guest if they'll return to what they've outgrown? Touché again, he said. I like keeping people honest. And I like honesty, she said quietly. The tension thickened. You've given us a lot to think about, Jonathan said. I usually do. And a few headlines, he added. Not my problem, she said. The red light blinked again. As applause echoed, Jonathan sighed, glancing at his crew. He'd interviewed presidents and rock stars, but this felt like a storm in disguise. The cameras came back on. Welcome back, he said tightly. Still with Meghan Markle, who clearly isn't afraid to speak her mind. The audience laughed faintly. The world fears women who do, she said. I've stopped apologizing. Honesty and diplomacy don't always mix, he replied. Only when politeness replaces truth, she said calmly. So, is there any part of you that misses royal life? Jonathan, I didn't lose the spotlight. I changed the stage. So you still enjoy the view? Who wouldn't when you've worked to own it? I didn't inherit my voice. I built it, the audience clapped. Still, he said, your name has a royal ring. That's what people believe. Identity isn't given, it's chosen. Yet the world keeps bringing it up. I can't control obsession, she said. You're in Britain, he teased. We love royal gossip. Then your tabloids must be thrilled, she said. I'm not here to give them more. Oh, I think you already have, he joked. Jonathan, your viewers don't need royal drama, she said firmly. They deserve better. You're probably right, he replied. But we do love stories. Then settle for authenticity, she said. You've said you want to redefine what it means to be royal, he said. What does that mean? It means freedom, doing good without permission, compassion without crown. Nicely said, he replied. Though some say you've traded one kind of performance for another. What's that supposed to mean? You asked for privacy, yet stay in the spotlight. It's called protecting peace, she said coldly. Protecting peace with cameras, he said softly. The audience laughed nervously. Easy to mock what you don't get, she said. Oh, I get it, he said. Confidence isn't your issue, it's condescension. Silence. Excuse me? You've spent the show dodging every question, he said. You act above the talk. I'm not above it, she said. I'm tired of being treated like a headline. Then stop speaking like one, he replied. You want understanding, but everything sounds rehearsed. Maybe because people twist my words. Or maybe you dodge what you dislike. You know what? She said, unclipping her mic. This isn't a talk. It's a trap. We're just chatting, he said. No, you're talking. I'm done being polite. This show gave you a platform, he said sharply. You're not a duchess here. Just another celebrity with a grudge. She froze, furious, then stood and walked off. Jonathan watched her go, exhaling. Well, he said dryly, at least she didn't ask for tea. The crowd laughed nervously. The clip would go viral. Meghan Markle walking off British TV again, leaving behind shock and silence. Moments later, she returned, calm but cold. The applause was stiff. Welcome back, Jonathan said. Didn't leave for good, then? Not yet, she said. I finish what I start. So do I, he replied. You've made quite an impression. That's why you invited me, she said with a smirk. You don't call Meghan Markle for small talk. I called you to let Britain hear from you directly. Then you should have listened, she said sharply. Every answer you give sounds like a lecture, he replied. Blame the woman for being confident? Confidence isn't the problem, he said. Condescension is. You really think you can judge me? She snapped. I'm reacting like viewers at home, he said quietly. They wanted the real Meghan. You don't define real, she said. Right now, he said softly, you're showing what isn't. Silence fell. Then Meghan stood again. We're done pretending this is an interview. I never pretended, he said. I just asked you to be human. And you still think you deserve that, she replied coldly before walking off for good. The audience sat frozen. Jonathan sighed and faced the camera. Well, he said with a tired grin, that went about as well as a royal Christmas dinner. The crowd laughed nervously. My thanks to Meghan Markle for joining us briefly. Remember, honesty is lovely, but only when it leaves room for humility. The red light went off. Jonathan sat still, his smile fading. You can't interview a wall of mirrors, he muttered. And that's how it ended. A royal return turned TV meltdown. Meghan Markle walked off the Jonathan Ross show, leaving behind silence, shock, and a host who refused to bow.